Hello and welcome to another episode of Allstar Garage. This week is part dos, or two, or de, ni, or ni, or just two of the workshop move around malarkey. Now, if you've got absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, go back and watch the one that came out the other week, which was part one of the workshop move around, and then watch back from here and it'll make perfect sense because that's where we were up to and now we're here. Now, I've still got an issue in the incapacity of the right one from racing at Mildenhall that we still don't really know the outcome of. So I'm slightly handicapped in the manoeuvrability. I've got to take loads of racking down. I've got to build loads of racking, which is probably ideally at least a two-man job because it's quite heavy. I'm going to attempt to do it on my own with primarily one hand and a little bit of assistance. I do have the forklift driver who's just handed his notice in and jumped off, although he doesn't have any thumbs either. So we'll just see how we get on. I've still got shelving to sort out because we ran out of that last time, if you remember, and I still haven't put the part bins out for the Allstar Hydraulics stock. I've got to do that. I've got to dismantle all of this lot, put a little bit over there, a little bit over there, and we'll have a bit of racking, some cars, a ramp, tools and wizardry in the corner over there, and all the hydraulic stuff behind where you're looking at right now. I suppose we better just get on with it, really. The only problem I've got is my hammer is in the lorry, in the black box on the back of the lorry. I can't get it out.
Right.
So last night I was using a bit of box section to hit things with.
Oh, but that was nice.
But I know I've got 4 hammers, and I don't think 4 hammers are in the box. And I've lost my gloves again.
You're a bit of a nuisance with them gloves, Peter.
Well, I don't often wear gloves, to be honest, but I've got to protect me hearing aid beige wrist thing. I started doing a bit last night and then I hurt myself, so I went home. It wasn't the easiest job to do as a one-man thing, you know. It's like a wooden handled club hammer, which I definitely know is not in the racing box. I just can't be bothered to unload the box because I can't get it in the door. What, from the metal thing bolted in the shoe bolted on the bottom?
Is in the 12th hole from the bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? That's like optical illusion. This is easy with 2 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It should be about there.
Right, so how many you got down here then?
Hang on, Leonard. Rest that in there for a second. Don't let it fall on my head.
I've got it, Tiger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're about wherever you are there. That's got to come towards me. About there, isn't it? What do you think of the hammer?
Beautiful. Hang on, Gary.
What you done, Bernard?
Come back out a minute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll go up a bit, Gary. 4 hammers, can't find anyone on.
Right, how are we going to get up there then, Gary?
Well,
I need a ladder, don't I?
when we built the last one originally, it was meant to be all up mountain climbing, wasn't it?
I don't do climbing. I ain't a monkey, and I don't do climbing. All right?
But going by your physique,
I don't think I could.
I wouldn't put you down as much of a climber anyway.
No.
More of a roller.
I was built for comfort, mate, not speed and climbing.
Go down a bit, Wayne. A little bit more down. Whoa. Keep going. Right, hold it there. Pallets can go down on the floor. Just lower down. And it ain't weight on the thing then, is it? What reg is it, mate? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no worries. I'll get them up there, mate, all right. Cheers, mate, bye-bye. Forget about that by the time I get down. Yeah. Probably should have put the backing on first, shouldn't I? Because then it holds it together. Like that. We could be shop fitters.
I wonder if Tina could get us a contract with Tesco. How about that?
That'd be alright, wouldn't it? I take it Tina's back on the scene. Dog sitter extraordinaire.
She's been very
That's
good.
been about 12 months now. That's like almost serious.
She's been very nice. Very good.
That's not a bad idea. Do you reckon when she's wired up, she can get in with the management or something? We could go and... We could have the old racking out with Tesco's. We could have a Tesco's fridge at the weekender. Got the full double big open doors.
I would have to ask for a discount card though.
Yeah, club card.
You know, we need a discount card.
We could have all the racking and the shelving out Tesco's and the fridge.
But we would have
and
to
we could go and
charge
fit
them.
some of this
We'd
in
have to
there.
charge them because it's a job. The racking is a bonus.
Yeah.
But we could go in and do rip outs.
Yeah. Shop clearance.
We would do the rip out and the firm come in and fit the new stuff.
Yeah.
So not only do we get the racking, we get paid.
Now we're all-star shop fitters. There's two
No,
of
we're
us.
not shop fitters,
Shop rippers.
shop ripper outers.
Ripper outers. I like it. Can we, if we're ripping out the shop, can we rip out the cash point as well?
There's a fault.
Or is that a different expertise?
Well, there's only one problem with that, mate.
What's that then? Problems. I'll put that in the place for starters.
You can get a fair bit of bird for that. It's quite a nice bit of racking, really.
It's not bad. Not the
Not
greatest
once.
colour.
No.
I'm not down for hearing aid beige, to be honest.
No, but we're not about to paint it, are we?
I've done enough painting. Proper little corner shop, isn't it? We can start selling baked beans and tobacco.
Yeah.
So what's the Q2 with Tesco's here? She back on the scene?
Well, she's.
She dog sat for the weekender, didn't she?
Eh?
Did she dog sit for the weekender?
Yeah, she did, but.
Did she dog sit for Milton last week?
Yeah.
So, are you...
He bit someone over there.
When? At Tesco's?
Well, when Tina had him. She was round her mates and this bloke walked in and the dog bit him. Twice.
Right, man's now got rabies.
Well, I said he's normally a good judge of character, that dog. So he must have been a wrong one.
Is that why he always tries to bite squirrel?
Some people just don't like. But he's added the very odd ones, like ravioli over there.
Ravioli.
He hates the boy with vengeance.
What the boy's called ravioli?
Well, he's not called him ravioli. Mind you, he looks like ravioli though. He's only about 5 years old, the boy, weighs about 15 stone. You think I'm fat? We'll see him.
Must be a knife throw, couldn't I? Should I do it?
Not at me, no. No, because you're going to break something.
Okay, right, progress update. I'm kind of done-ish for Thursday now because we've moved loads of stuff. Wayne's had to shoot off and my hand's really hurting. But we're kind of getting there. The only issue I do have, might not be an issue, I don't really know. If you're into concrete and that's your sort of thing, I don't like, the plan is to put the ramp over there. The bit of concrete the ramp sits on at the minute is not the best. It's a little bit, and that's probably half the reason why the ramp is not the best. But the concrete here, where the ramp's going to go, is probably even worse. It's a bit wallowy. Obviously, originally, this was just like a farm workshop. So the concrete or the screeding or whatever it is has never been, you know, workshop smoothness. So it's a little bit wibbly wobbly. I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, but it sort of dips away a little bit and it's quite bumpy as well. So I don't know. I also don't know how thick it is. Obviously it wasn't the thickest over there, but the idea is to move the ramp as one so we don't unsettle it. Kind of get the resin and just send it and hope it bites. I mean, we put extra bracketry bits on that one for extra anchorage because it was a bit swayy. So we'll probably do the same over here. I don't know. I know you can shim them out and pack them out to get them dead level. Maybe I'll move it in one and then just try and put it on a level and do it properly and just pack out where it needs to be packed out and then resin it in. I don't plan on keeping that ramp forever. Bloke in the garage over the road said he might be getting rid of some 4-ton ramps, but not anytime soon. So maybe I'll get one of them. I don't know, I'll probably do a newer one really. But weird wonky concrete aside, the plan is now, and now you can see, because obviously all the racking's gone, this was the bad pigeonhole shelf stuff that we had before for all the hydraulic fittings, which originally were this big, but I don't need them that big, so I put a divider in it out of a bit of wood, but they've just got all the hydraulic fittings in it, which are going to go over in the red bins over the other side, which you've seen us do this morning. What we've got over here at the minute is all the ferrules for the hydraulic hoses and the adapters on both sides of this racking. That's going to go over there as well. Hopefully it'll have space to fit on the shelving that we've already got. If it doesn't, I'll just re-implicate this stacking system thing, scale it down a little bit because it's well overloaded, and then get it out of the way. And then workbench, toolboxes, spare storage and everything else is going to go all the way down this side. Along this side, also pillar drill, bench grinder, all the sort of stuff that we've got dotted about. And the bench grinder, I haven't used for about 2.5 years because it's so buried I can't even get to it. But that's all going to be in the corner up until about here. Then the ramp's going to go in slightly on the twang, so it's more towards the door. Then we'll probably have a little bit more storage somehow here. And if I need to, I can double stack and have a couple of cars there next to the XJ40 and the Caprice. 4 cars on the floor, 2 cars upstairs, possibly 1 car on the ramp. Storage, tidiness, then you can get all around the workshop. That is the plan. I allowed myself 2 weeks to get all this done. and there's one more day left of the second week, and we haven't even moved the ramp and all the workshop bits yet. Yeah, might be 3 weeks, might be 4. Anyway, that's enough for today. Okay, right, it's now Friday afternoonage, the last day of the month, so I've actually had to do some proper work and pay some staff and chase some bills. And why is it the big companies are always the worst ones at paying? Like, you do a job for them and then 3 months later they're like, oh, can you just send us a copy of such and such invoice? And, oh yeah, we'll just pay that tomorrow. Damn, it's frustrating. Anyway, I'm trying to do as much as I can whilst having the sore wrist. But obviously, whilst I'm still using it and dosed up on painkillers, all I'm doing, in theory, is making it sorer, because it's killing it at the minute, but it is what it is. Now, what I'm doing here is obviously putting the labels on for the bins. I need to take all the stock from the pigeonhole racking on the other side of the workshop and put it in here, but before it gets oily or dirty or whatever, I need to obviously address the label situation. Now, because these bins are second hand, in the fact that I found them for 80p each rather than new, they're like £2.70 each or something, it's much better. But they do have some old part numbers on, and I did try taking some of them off, but where they've been on there for so long and then they've sellotaped over the top, it's like taking forever to try and get them off. So then I looked at getting the little bits of card that slot in the front here, and for some reason no one makes them. I don't know why. I did speak to the company that I bought the bins from as well, and apparently they can't get them. So then I tried to make some, and after about 45 minutes the other day, I'd made about 20, so I gave up. And then I was talking to Dan Klein on the phone, obviously songwriting mastermind who does all my cars, and he said, well, I can just cut some vinyl out for you. Because, you know, he likes vinyl. Now he's going to dig me out for saying that. Obviously, where these old people's part numbers are, the sticker's quite big, so I've just gone for a generic size that's going to fill the gap and cover over the old part number sticker, like that. And then I can just write on it what I need. It's just going to be a long-winded thing that I'm probably not going to do now, although I've started, because I've got more pressing matters to attend to. Although it's kind of therapeutic and I haven't got bored yet. This is better than painting. Now, I know I've said it already, and I will say it again, but I didn't quite understand the scope involved of moving absolutely everything around the workshop. I've tried to crack on as much as I can this week with the wang wrist as well. I'm dosed up to level 16 on the painkillers. I'm just trying to crack on with it, really. I'm not in the comfort of working for someone else where I can just go, I've hurt myself, I need 3 weeks off. Doesn't really work like that anymore. I'm also waiting to still hear back from the NHS as well. I went for the x-rays and everything when I went to hospital originally on the Sunday night, on the bank holiday weekend. Didn't get seen until like 5 o'clock in the morning on the Monday. Then I had a CT scan on the Monday, and then they went, you'll have the results by Wednesday, Thursday. But it's now Friday, and I don't, so I chased them this morning, and they went, yeah, no, we're just really busy because it's the NHS. And you might hear back today, if not, it'll be Monday. So I don't know, is the honest answer, but I can't stop to hang about to find out. So we just got to keep going. I'm also not going to fit everything on this one pallet. So we'll just wait and see, I guess. But what I'm getting at is because I know it's not physically broken like snapped in half, I'm just going to keep going. And just hope that everything's going to be okay. I can still use my fingers to a degree, and I'm using the plate in the splint quite a lot to lean on. It's just the thumb. Every time I use the thumb, it's sore. But that will teach me for not having a cover on my steering wheel. So children, learn from my mistake. Cover your steering wheel up. Okay. This wall's disgusting. We've got to shoot off in a minute, but I have just heard back from the National Health Service reference the right one, okay? The scaphoid bone, absolutely fine. No dramas at all. That's the one they wanted to double, triple, quadruple x-ray. Turns out that one's fine, but after going for the CT scan, the hand specialist, man at the hospital's had a look at it. Apparently there's a trapezium bone in there, which I'm going to put a picture of just here. Right down in there, like between the bone for the index finger and the thumb. And that's not very well. Now, for insurance purposes, I'm not going to disclose the actual terminology of what I've done to it because I still need to work. I want to race the World Qualifier in a couple of weeks at Eastbourne. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. However, there is a silver lining in the fact that in the black and white print of what the woman's told me, she said, I don't need a cast because what has happened to it is minimal. There's bad stuff there, but it's minimal. And the bit's not floating about. It stayed there because the ligaments and everything's holding it all together, so that's fine. She just said, I can't do any lifting. I must take it easy and rest. And if that goes well, I can take the splint off in 2 weeks and start light duties again. So, if you go 2 weeks from when the word that rhymes with woke it, at Mildenhall, 2 weeks from then would be Saturday next week, and Eastbourne's the following Wednesday, so that's after 2 weeks. Yeah? So, obviously, if it was the other bone, or any other bone in your body, because that's how bones work, you'd need 6 weeks, but not that one. That's 2 weeks, is what she said to me. Did 2 weeks with the splint on, and light duties can commence. So, the way my brain works, it's a world qualifier, right? So it's not a BWS round, it's not lively, it's not an icebreaker, it's not a world final, it's not a firecracker. It's just a world qualifier. It's going to be roddy, it's just unlimited on a Wednesday night, sailing around Eastbourne. That's light duties, isn't it? You know? Oh yeah, light duties. That's a Monday problem. Right, that is us out of time for Friday, I'm afraid. I've literally got nowhere near as much done as I wanted to get done this week. I planned on having all of this over there, part number bins all done. Even if the ramp wasn't over, I wanted all the workbenches around and set up and done, the airline and run around. And obviously that hasn't happened. We have had a 4-day week this week because of the bank holiday Monday. Now I've edited half of this video already by the time I'm talking to you about it now. So I know it's going to be a relatively small one compared to normal, but like I say, 4-day week, incapacitation. Just don't get greedy because you had 2 last week, okay? Anyway, I need to go and do home stuff and children's stuff and family stuff and weekend stuff and whatever. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, obviously, and you haven't already, please do subscribe. It literally costs you nothing. You've just got to click the button where the bell is and just go ding, subscribe. Helps me massively. We've also got the channel membership. If you want to get more out of the channel, you can do so with the membership. The link for that is in the description below. You get videos released a day earlier. You get a discount off the merch store. You get 1 or 2 live streams a month. I need to do another one next week actually for a catch up called a coffee and a catch up, where I'll just come down the aisle of an evening before I crack on and just go live, and you can fire some questions over and we'll just chat rubbish for half an hour or so. And of course, Allstar Garage merch, where you can get hats, cups, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, stickers, all sorts of stuff with Allstar Garage written on it. And that helps me put the channel together, put the footage together, and put everything else together to bring you the content week after week. Also need to get some of these LED lights as well. If anyone knows a good place for them, where they're not like remortgage your house price, but at the same time, last more than 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm going. See you next week.